Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Coming back at you with a video. Well, I said in a couple of my other videos that I was going to go into more about my issue here lately. I just been going through some things. I've been kind of depressed, and for the first time in my life, I've completely lost all my motivation. I don't have any motivation right now. For the first time in my life, I don't have any motivation whatsoever. I mean, I've completely lost all my motivation. And I think it's because I'm really, really frustrated right now because, I went to school, I went to college, and I worked and I raised my sons for years. I did that for years. I went to school and I worked for years and I did it for years. And when I say years, I did it for years. From about 2002, I started back to college when my son was 2 years old, all the way up to 2013, minus 2 years. So I went to school and worked while raising my sons. I did all that for years and years and years. You know, I was going for such a long time because I was only going part time. I was only taking 2 classes at a time. Now, here I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking. I guess I was living in fantasy land. I guess I wasn't living in the real world. In my mind, I wasn't living in the real world. I was living in fantasy land. I wasn't being realistic. Here I'm thinking that I'm going to finish school and, I borrowed all the student loan money thinking that I was going to graduate and get this great job and make all this great money and I'll be able to pay my loans off. Well, first of all, I didn't count on the Pell Grant uh, to the Department of Education putting a cap on the Pell Grant. I thought that once I ran out my loan money, I would be able to finish on my Pell Grant. So I thought, you can't put anything past the government. Who pays any of us to think? So, okay, when they did that, then that my financial aid was all maxed out and I could not finish school. I was like, I got all the way down to 3 classes and I could not finish school. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine going to school for years and years and years, finally get this close to graduation and to not be able to finish? Just kind of picture that in your mind. It's working, going to school, raising 2 kids, being a single parent. Imagine yourself doing this for years, 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 and years, and years, only to get this close to graduation and to be told you have no more money to finish school. And on top of that, I was trying to figure out how I can get some scholarships or something like that, so I can finish. I can take the 3 classes that I had to take and go ahead and finish. Well, the college that I was going to decides that they want to close. They decide that they want to close the college. Some black guy that was working for in their financial aid department decided to embezzle some money. I just hate the fact that it was a black man, but it was a black man, unfortunately, that embezzled all their money. So they were forced to close. So um, now the good news was that um, they had this program. They developed this program called the Teach Out program for people like me that only had 3 classes to go, and it was called the Teach Out program, and that you could finish at a local university. This university is in the next town that I live in. I mean, the town next to mine, the city that's next to my city. It's probably one of the biggest universities in Michigan. It's one of the well-known ones. The good news is that I could finish at that college and then graduate with that degree. Well, that sounded all well and good, but there was only one problem. I didn't have any money to finish. So that's wonderful that I would have been in a position to go over there and to finish if I only had the money to finish. I was already frustrated at the fact that I found out my financial aid was maxed out and I couldn't finish. I was already frustrated behind that. But then for the college to turn around and say that they were closing, I was really upset. I was livid. And it's like people commit suicide over this kind of stuff. This can't be real, you know? It's really upset. A lot of people were upset. There's a lot of people that had degrees from that college that, well, they go in for a job interview, they're gonna be like, okay, what's name? What's this college? You know, and they're gonna be like, oh well, it's closed. I mean, I don't know how valid a degree is from a college that no longer exists. So I guess I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I say which is worse, having a degree from the college that closed, or probably having a degree from a college that closed, because at least I have the option of finishing at the university. And once I take the 3 classes and I finish there, then I would graduate with that university's degree. So um, I guess I'm better off in that sense, but that university happens to be very expensive. And I tried for a scholarship here in town and they turned me down. And I haven't tried for any other scholarships. And I'm at this point now. I'm just um, I think I kind of been depressed over the last few months, and I left the daycare. I left the daycare, and then as I told you guys, I'm doing home care now, and it's not that I don't like my job, and it's like not that I don't enjoy doing it. I do enjoy doing it, but I didn't go to school to do home care. Had I known that, and that's when I started really getting down in the dumps, because it's like, okay, I'm thinking in my mind, okay, I didn't go to college all these years to do home care. Had I known that I was going to be doing home care at the age of 50, then I wouldn't have wasted all those years in school, and I certainly wouldn't have went into all that student loan debt. Had I known, and I just keep thinking, oh, I just wish I could have known that this was going to happen. But I was living in fantasy land. Here I'm thinking that um, I'm going to graduate and I'm going to get this great job. I'm going to make lots of great money and I'm going to be able to pay my student loans off. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. Fantasy land. Didn't come down to earth until I found out that I couldn't graduate. Then that's when reality hit me. Another young man that I went to school with, he's very frustrated right now. He's doing home care too. And he's really frustrated right now because he did graduate and he can't find a job in what he graduated. He went into services slash liberal studies, and he cannot find a job. He's very frustrated too because he can't find a job, and they keep telling him that he needs experience, and he's saying that how you're going to get experience is no one to give you a chance. So these colleges, these colleges are in the business to make money. It's really sad, and I know we're not the only one in that situation. There's thousands and probably millions of people all over this country that's in the exact same situation. Well, they at least graduated. Um, I laugh, but I really really upset. I've been going through some depression over the last few months, and now I'm at the point now where I'm just don't have any motivation. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get my motivation back up. I have absolutely no motivation, and like last month, sometime I realized that. I realized that I didn't have any motivation to do anything. And the wintertime is kind of rough for me. Wintertime I kind of get depressed anyway. I think I have that seasonal thing. Wintertime is very depressing and really get down in the dumps. But this winter, it was really bad. It was really, really bad this winter for me. Um, Sometimes it was hard. Like when, you guys knew when I had the extra weight on me and I told you I was having problems with arthritis and was having some problems, issues with walking and stuff like that. I was having a hard time getting out of bed physically then. Now that I'm losing the weight and I'm physically feeling better, I sometimes have a hard time getting out of bed emotionally. That's the deep part about it. Sometimes emotionally it's hard for me to get up and get going because it's not that I don't like what I'm doing. I'm not complaining. Please don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like what I'm doing. Um, I love what I'm doing. I love being a blessing to. I love the elderly. I love being the blessing to people. I love to help people. I've always loved to help people. And I've always loved to take care of people, but this is not what I went to school for. See, I did home care years ago. Back when I first started going back to college, I did home care years ago. I had left. I was working at a um, state nursing home. Um, Quit that job because they were racist, and then I went into the factory for a while. To make a long story short, and then I had worked at a hotel, and then I went into home care for a while, and I did that for a while, and then until I went to work in the retail for almost 4 years, and then I went into assisted living. Then I went to the daycare. Then now this is where I'm at now. Just to give you a little bit of a job history thing on me. Um, and so now I'm back to doing home care now. And like I said, it's not that I don't like doing it. It's just that that's not what I went to school for. And I'm really, really down and really depressed about it because I'm 50. I'm 50 years old. I'm at a crossroads, and so I have no idea what I'm gonna do at this point. I mean, I would like to start my own business. I have mentioned in some of my other videos that I guess I would love to start my own business, but I don't know. I don't even know how to go about starting my own business or how heck I'm going to come up with the money to do it. But I would like to do something online or something. But to be honest, I don't even have enough motivation to do that. I don't have enough. I don't even have enough motivation to. I keep saying, I try to. I've done some. I have done some research, and researching possible internet businesses I can start or businesses I can start, but just actually taking the steps and putting it into, you know, I don't know what word I should use. Just actually going through the steps and trying to do it. I'm having a hard time doing that. I just don't have any motivation. And I've always loved school, and the thing was, I really loved school. I really loved school, and I really enjoyed going to school. But now, and I kept saying, when I'm gonna finish. But now it's like I don't even have any motivation to finish. I don't have any motivation to finish. I had a list of all the scholarship websites that you can go on to and apply for different scholarships. After I applied for that one and I didn't get it, um, I don't even have enough motivation to do that. I don't even have enough motivation to look and search for scholarships and try to apply for them and go through all that stuff. I don't even have the motivation to do that. And I think this is the first time in my life that I've not had any motivation. Um, I can't remember a time in my life where I just totally didn't have any motivation at all. I was always motivated to do something, you know. And now I don't have any motivation to do anything, you know. It's hard for me to even get through work sometimes. And my job is gravy. My job is gravy. Yeah, I mean, I go to the client's house, I do a little cleaning. Some of them need assistance with bathing, and I pretty much sit down and I keep them company the rest of the time, you know. Much more slow paced than my last job, much 10 times easier. Um, and I I'm just having a difficult time, you know, right now. Just have you guys ever felt that way? Let me know in the comment section. Have you ever felt? Have you ever got to a point to where you just totally lost all your motivation? That you got so depressed that you just totally lost. I don't. I don't lay in a bed and cry, that type of thing. But my thing is, I just don't have no motivation. I just don't have any motivation. And sometimes that's all I want to do is sit and watch TV. You know, want to sit and watch TV. I do have the motivation to exercise. I do, and believe it or not, I do have the motivation to, because you know, I told you guys I am one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I do have the motivation to participate in my spiritual activities. So that's the good news. At least I don't. I have the motivation to do that because when I go to the hall, that's the only little kind of hope. That's really the only hope that I really, the glimpse of any kind of hope that I have. Because right now I feel completely hopeless. But when I go to the hall, that's like the only glimpse of hope that I have, you know. And and I am motivated. I do get to the gym, so that's a good thing too. Because well, I know that I need to exercise for my health. I know that's something that I need to do for my health. That I'm not just doing it, you know, just so I can look good, but I'm doing it. Literally, I'm doing it for my health, so I can, you know, lose my weight, so I can get my health back and get back to the way I was. And slowly but surely, I'm getting there. But and those are the only two things that I'm motivated to do. And I'm motivated to shop, you know, when I have the money. But as far as like trying to go back to school or and I know in a couple of months I'm going to be looking for another job. I'm supposed to be looking for another job in a couple of months. Well, I don't even have the motivation to do that, you know. Um, I'm just praying about it. All I can do is pray about it. Ask Jehovah God to help me, because yeah, I'm just for the first time in my life, I just don't have any motivation. Let me know in the comment section what you guys have. You guys ever felt that way? You guys ever felt that you completely lost all your motivation to do anything in life? I mean, just and there's so many things that it's so frustrating because there's so many things that I want to do. You know, I have so many things in my ideas in my head and so many things I would love to do. Just don't know how to get them, you know, or don't have enough motivation to get them going. I'm just really, really, really frustrated at this point in my life, and um, really, really frustrated because I didn't. This is not where I plan to be in my life at this time. I didn't, and please don't get me wrong. I thank Jehovah God for all my, because I'm blessed. I'm still blessed because I'm doing better than a whole lot of people out there, and I don't want to dare take anything for granted, you know. But it's just that I have no motivation. I've never been in a place to where I didn't have any motivation at all. And this is not like me. This is not who I am. This is not like me to not have any motivation. I've always had the motivation to do something. And so right now I'm just praying that that will change, that I can get out of this funk that I'm in And hopefully maybe when springtime come up, I think I just need to move. I think I just need to go to California. I've been over the past few years seriously thinking about moving to California, but I don't even know how to go about doing that. I don't even know how I'm gonna do that, and I'm kind of having some anxiety about that. And then I'm thinking about my mom because my mom is up in years, and so I'm thinking about, I don't know if I want to leave her. So I'm kind of struggling with that decision too. I feel like I kind of need to stick around to help with my mom because she's getting on up there in years. Um, and I wish I had it to where I could kind of go back and forth, but I ain't got it like that. But if I ever do get it like that, that's that's what's gonna happen. I want to travel. I want to do so many things. There's so many things that I want to do. Just don't have no idea how I'm gonna do them. And I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Have you ever got to a place to where you just lost all your motivation, that you got so depressed you just lost all your motivation? Keep me in your prayers. I got some more interesting video topics coming up. This is Susie.